wake up in the middle of the night and you can't sleep because you're all anxious and you don't know why. And you just pace around, probably for like an hour. And you still don't know why. Short of breath, you're freaking out. Everything's okay. Everything will be fine. You just keep telling yourself that, and you can never really shake the feeling that you're lying to yourself. Ugh. It's one of the worst feelings. And I only bring it up because where does that come from? When you're young and you got the world by the balls, you don't fear anything and you're not anxious about anything except maybe Christmas morning. Seriously, you explore the scary areas, the dark corners and the spooky woods and the high mountains and the cliffs. And you do all that as a kid because you have no fear. When I was doing backyard wrestling, oh man, it was a few of the stuff we have on tape. Like I remember we were wrestling in a sand pit because it was like attached. It was like an old garage that burned down and they never actually fixed it. So it was like a sunken foundation, but you could like run and jump off it. We built a ring in it, like a legit ring. But we were having like an event one time, and our buddy, he jumped off this like cement structure that was in the area, and he broke his leg, and we thought he was selling. So this other kid starts hitting him, and like just because he couldn't sell or he couldn't really work, we're just doing backyard shit. So he's like really beating the shit out of this kid, and he's pulling on his leg, and this kid is screaming bloody murder, and we're like, wow, he can fucking sell. We're not thinking that his leg's really broken, that he had to go get the paramedics to bring him to the hospital. I would have never done that now. Or, same match, actually, same video. One of my friends has it on tape. My buddy, which is ironic because he's now a very popular Michael Jackson impersonator. He was a luchador and had a wrestling mask. And he got hit in the face with we took like a 12-pack of soda and we filled it with empty cans so it had the sound effect. But we lit it on fire and we hit him. Well, I didn't hit him. Another kid, the same kid that broke the kid my friend's leg. He hits him in the face and then his mask catches fire. And he stomped it out. So then he goes home. And me and my friend, who was going by Super Crazy at the time, and not Super Crazy, Super Maniac. He was going by Super Maniac, and I was Pyro. The most generic backyard wrestling names ever, by the way. And we were having an awesome match because me and this kid could actually work and make it look good for what it was. And in the middle of our match, and I'm talking this would have been a Meltzer 5-star, especially compared to the Ring of Honor and AEW stuff that's going on. And WWE and all that. This kid comes running back into our fucking shot. And he's like, guys, stop. I was talking to my mom at home and this is like some self-mutilation stuff. We should really stop and get help. And we're all looking like, you ruined our shot, you fucking jerk. But he was smart. He didn't want to take these unnecessary risks. He was afraid. He was smarter than all of us. None of us were afraid yet. Right around the same time, we were another group of friends. I was in 2 backyard wrestling federations, both to the extreme variety. By the way, we're doing a wrestling match. It starts in the top of a 2-story garage. There's thumbtacks, there's hammers, there's fluorescent light bulbs, there's lighter fluid and flames. Then we make our way back downstairs because the way we had like a very thin mattress set on top of the entrance, and then we had like a little tiny step ladder, and we went through and fell down the stairs, and then we make our way down, and we're like brawling in his backyard all the way down to the driveway, and then literally throwing each other off of cars parked on the side of the street, bloody, beat, like a fucking mess, and cars are driving by, and we're like hip tossing each other into like it was ridiculous. Cops ended up showing up. We didn't even think of the consequences of the cops coming. Would never do that today. Why not? Why are we scared to take risks? Because maybe you're not scared of something physical or threatening, and maybe you're just facing an obstacle. And you're letting your fear get the best of you, and you don't want to take that risk. Maybe you're starting a new job, or you're starting a new relationship, or a new hobby, or just something. You don't want to fail. It happens. People get that kind of nervous energy and excitement and fear all the time. I mean, back then I would have taken a power bomb on the thumbtacks off a second story porch. Now, I literally view walking down the stairs as a potential threat. What happens to that? That fearlessness. And I'm not saying I'm like scared of my own shadow type thing, but I tend to double think now before I do things. Even when I was doing pro training, I wasn't gonna do ridiculous high spots. I was gonna be like a classic heel. Very much in the vein of MJF. I wasn't gonna do very much high flying. I was gonna do like some stuff I did some stuff off the middle rope. I would do a crossbody, but I didn't really think I was a high flyer. I'm a smaller kind of guy, but I always looked up to like Roddy Piper and Flair and Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels and like the technical wrestlers, but the guys that could talk. So I was going to emulate that. And even when we were training, these dudes were doing a spot where they were doing like a code breaker off the top rope. Dude pulled his fucking hooped earrings right out of his ear. Ripped his whole earlobe off. And I'm like, no. Fucking no. No. Nope. But they were fearless. They were fearless. I mean, they were fearless. Maybe that's what you gotta be sometimes. You gotta take that power bomb. You know, you gotta take that dive off the cage. You gotta do that diamond cutter off of a 15-foot baseball diamond fence. Like where the dugout is, how it's got the overhang. It's like a hell in the cell. You gotta do it. You gotta give your friend the diamond cutter off the top of the cage sometimes. It just strengthens your relationship. But no, as I'm sitting here telling you this story, I'm thinking maybe you have to. Maybe you have to just powerbomb your anxiety off that second story porch through a table. Maybe you gotta take a 450 splash. Maybe you gotta swanton off that ladder. You never know if you fail or fly unless you try. It's calling all